The Senate and House joining together today to override Governor Brad Henry's veto of Senate Bill 1878. The bill would require doctors to perform an ultrasound on a woman planning an abortion. The governor vetoed the bill yesterday because he did not believe victims of rape and incest should be required to undergo the ultrasound. Lawmakers voted today to override that decision. This is the first veto by a governor the legislators have overridden since the administration of former Governor David Walters in the early 90s. And today's vote is just one of the topics our lawmakers tackle in this week's Your Vote Counts.
Big happenings at the Capitol Day of the legislature overrides a veto by the governor on a pro-life bill. Richard, tell us how a governor vetoes a bill at 8 o'clock last night. This morning, bam, it's been overridden. Take us through the politics.
God, I wish we could do the politics of doing the people's business as fast as we did this thing. The governor vetoes it last night about 8. This morning at breakfast, I guess the Senate overrode. I didn't know idea that's going on. And then sometime around 10:30, 10:45 this morning, out of the jacket box comes this thing, and my Republican colleagues are going, hurry up and do it, And I'm like, well, you know, what's going on? They got it done, but we're going to talk about children and pro-life agenda. Let's talk about an entire pro-life agenda dealing with children while the time they're born to the time they're 18. Be fed right, clothed right, educated right. Let's care about children while they're alive as well as when they're born.
Nothing wrong with that. But for today, the pro-lifers are really happy because of this specific bill. Take us through what this bill does.
Absolutely, and this bill is a great bill. Doesn't detract from anything that Richard was talking about. It is a huge pro-life accomplishment that basically includes 3 proposals. Number 1 is access to ultrasound before an abortion is performed. Number 2 is that it bans wrongful birth and wrongful life actions. And number 3 is it contains a freedom of conscience provision that says a health care provider can't be forced into doing anything that would involve the taking of human life against their will. This is another notch in our pro-family, pro-life agenda that is being pushed by the House Republicans. It's a good day in the state of Oklahoma today.
Okay, now remember the old, back in the 80s, when the movie called Field of Dreams, and the punchline was, if you build it, they will come? The one I'm starting to hear in Oklahoma City is, blank, 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 if not, they might not come. So we're back to the stimulus package for the supersonics. We keep talking about what's going to happen. It's going to be in front of the House. Again, what is the state of Oklahoma going to do additionally to what we've been talking about before?
Well, I suspect that this whole process, Scott, has in fact been greased, and that the incentive package, the modification of the Quality Jobs Program to provide a $4.5 million rebate to the Sonics over the course of 15 years probably will pass, would be my guess. But listen, there are 2 questions here. Number 1, should government even be involved in doing this in the first place? I think not. It's not government's job to pick winners and losers in a private marketplace. It's also not government's job to serve to diversify the risk of private business from being profitable or not being profitable. And secondly, Scott, you're absolutely right. Listen, this team is coming, whether they get the incentive or not. This is pure and simple a gift. It's corporate welfare for millionaires and billionaires.
What do you think?
Well, what I think is that I think it's a good idea, a very good idea, that this city gets the NBA basketball team. I grew up around an NBA basketball team, and it becomes part of your culture. I think the real problem here came down to that the people that now own the team went about this the wrong way. It's a public relations disaster. I'm understanding that the money that they want is going to the lost revenue of TV because we have such a small market. If they had gone out and kind of told the truth and gone about this a little bit different, instead of coming to the legislature and saying, you got to have this henny penny, the sky is falling, they might have got a better reception. I do agree with Representative Terrill. There would have been a better way to help them get here.
Big lawsuit also, you know.
Absolutely.
What we've learned the last couple of weeks is hide your emails, so for Pete's sakes. Let's move to the presidential race. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton last night, another debate. I'm telling you what, Cindy McCain is measuring the drapes in the White House.
Well, you know, there's got to be some agreement with that because, you know, last night I didn't even watch it. I was watching the evil empire, the Yankees play the beloved Red Sox, and I even forgot it was on. You know, this is getting old, folks. If the Democrats want to win the presidency in November, they need to start getting united because both Obama and Clinton are getting to be, you know, I'm getting tired of this myself, and McCain is running, you know, he's getting a free ride this whole time. But in November, we're going to be talking about the horrible economy, $4 gas. This economy's in the tank because of the Republicans, and people have a short memory. Come November, they'll vote Democratic.
Do you think that there's any possibility that this is not going to result in just destruction of the Democrats' platform for the fall? Because it's really ugly.
It is getting really ugly, and that is great news for the Republican presidential candidate, John McCain, who at this point, I think you're right, Scott, it's looking more and more like he is going to be the next president of the United States. So somehow the Democrats have found a way to lose this deal. But listen, I think last night, in terms of Democrat politics, Hillary Clinton really needed a knockout punch. I'm not sure that she got one. It was a solid performance, but I don't know that it shakes up things in the Democrat Party at all. I think Barack Obama still has the edge. And boy, howdy, with all this new stuff coming out, I mean, the flag pin controversy, Jeremiah Wright, his connections with a known American terrorist, for goodness sakes. I mean, he's going to be seriously damaged goods by the time he gets to the general election.
The media giveth and the media taketh away. Let's turn back to you for just a moment, because you've really taken the lead on this, and you referred to it earlier. Department of Human Services, big lawsuit out there against them, and you've been talking about really taking them apart. But again, there's no good stories that go into DHS. Tell us what's going to happen, because more people ask me about this in almost anything we talk about except for immigration.
Well, I don't know really what's going to happen. You know, all this started, my House Bill 2890, all I wanted was a hearing on the thing, and my Republican colleagues wouldn't grant me the hearing, so I decided to have my own hearing. And the reason I did that is they had the public come in and tell us what they know about DHS, and all we've heard is one horror story after another. Now, I've been a lawyer long enough to know that you can't believe everything you hear, but what I do hear is that there is a lack of accountability at the Department of Human Services. I don't know if my idea is the right one, but what I do know is that without accountability, they cannot address the needs of the people of Oklahoma. There's a better way to do this, and I know Randy agrees with me. What the solution is, I don't know, but we need to work on it.
And this week, there's been a lot of it inspection this last couple of weeks about Oklahoma, the immigration issue, but there was an article this week showed some really good things about Oklahoma, and you're involved in that.
Absolutely. And by the way, I want to give Richard kudos for the work he's done in the DHS area. USA Today, and you doth flatter me a little too much, Scott, did publish a piece talking about our immigration bill, how it is the state of Oklahoma and Arizona and Georgia that are paving the way for other states. And since we're running short on time here, Scott, I just want to take a personal note. My mom is in the hospital. Mom, I love you, and I'll be down to see you shortly.
And
we all share that. She gets well. Yep. Good luck with your mother.
We share that. Right back to you.